Hello, Canada. This is Mary Nelson for Jazz Radio Canada from Winnipeg.
Here's a tune in the memory of Mr. Coltrane, John Coltrane, and it's a tune called it's Impressions.
Reg Keln on drums, Ron Halldorson on bass, and of course Lenny Breau on guitar. That was recorded live at the University of Manitoba. Lenny Breau is the most beautiful human being in the world.
I find it intriguing, that last number in particular, from For Coltrane, which was Impressions, the son of Hal Lonepine and Betty Cody, who started off his career by listening to Chet Atkins, even so much as getting near a Coltrane composition. Appearing here in Winnipeg at Jazz A Go-Go in particular, and with people like Neil Young, I can recall in the earlier days in the 50s when Lenny was just a guitar picker. And now a virtuoso. You worked with Lenny, didn't you?
I did for about 3 years, from 1961, 2, and 3. We we used to do a Julie London, Barney Kessel imitation, among other things. Lenny was very influenced by Coltrane. You know, when I talk about being a Miles freak, Miles Davis and John Coltrane and Bill Evans were three of the major musicians who influenced us all at that point. And what can I say?
Right.
You know?
And Lenny did get a chance to meet Bill Evans in Toronto when he was there, and it obviously made a great impression upon his life.
Listen, I must tell you, Lenny had 2 albums out on RCA, by the way. One has been deleted, but the other, Lenny Breau Live at Shelley's Manhole, is still available. Not readily, but it is available. Lenny also met Shelley Mann in Winnipeg. Did you know that?
No, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, at the now-defunct Stage Door Jazz Club. and Shelley Mann and Russ Freeman and Ray Brown were doing a concert here, and they walked into the jazz club afterwards and said, "Hey, can we sit in?" Are you kidding?
Yeah.
You know, and Lenny went to get off the stand, and Shelley grabbed his arm and said, "Not you, man. You sit here and play." Wow.
It's intriguing because when I was in Montreux, I met Larry Coryell, a guitarist of very high prominence at the moment, and Larry thought that Lenny had passed on. And when I informed him he was alive and well here in Winnipeg, he was really excited about that and called him a genius, which I was very pleased to see that people have considered Lenny a genius, because he certainly is one. The other interesting aspect of Lenny's career is the fact that when he was in Nashville recording with Chet Atkins, he was knocked out by meeting Chet and sitting there and showing Chet how he plays a few of his licks. And it's a rather interesting story, if I may tell it. We were in the office, in Chet's office, and Lenny was on the floor with Chet, and they were both matching notes. They were showing each other their styles. Yeah. And Chet said, "How are you doing that? You're playing the rhythm and the melody at the same time." And Lenny would say, "Well, that's what I learned from your recordings." And Chet said, "I used another man for that, or an overdub," which really knocked Chet out. You see. But I've noticed on Chester's recent albums that he is now leaning a little more toward Lenny. You know, perhaps the teacher is influenced by the student, vice versa. So there's an intriguing story of Lenny Breau, still in Winnipeg, still doing very well, and I'm sure we're going to hear more from this
Still
man.
making stories, bless him forever.
Lenny Breau. This is Lee Major. Lenny Breau is regarded as one of North America's finest jazz guitarists. Since he did a now-deleted album on the RCA label, produced in Nashville by his friend Chet Atkins back in 1969, Lenny's career has been up and down. Originally from Winnipeg, Lenny spent a lot of time in Toronto up until recently, working with many of Canada's top jazz players. People like bassists Michel Donato, Don Thompson, drummers Terry Clark and Claude Ranger, to name a few. Lenny returned to Winnipeg earlier this year, however, and Jazz Radio Canada caught up with him at the University of Manitoba's Festival of Life and Learning in February. And by the way, for all you friends of Lenny, you'll be happy to know that he's very together these days. Here now is Lenny Breau in concert with Reg Keln on drums and Ron Halldorson on bass. The tune is a Breau original entitled Message.
This next tune has a message to it, so that's what it's called. Its message is like this.